Okay, so we talked about first one is getting skills. The second one we talked about getting your offers correctly, your offers. Then the third one I'm talking about you getting to know which platform exactly. So you need to know which platforms can you find these people. There are people who you can actually find on all the platforms, but there are some people you cannot find on specific platforms. Let me give you example. People who sell wigs, shoes, clothing, and similar products, you can't find them on LinkedIn. I'm not sure they are there. Now let me give another example if that is not clear to you. People who are executives, professionals, CEOs, business tycoons, these people, it's not so easy for you to find them on Instagram or probably on Facebook. You know why? Because they stay on specific platforms. Most of them are either they are on Twitter, they are on Slack, attending to their business, or they are on LinkedIn, just taking in specific content in their feed. These people don't have time to be scrolling up and down for different content, you understand? And that is why LinkedIn is the best place if your target audience has to do with professionals, business owners, founders, you understand? But if your audience has to do with probably how to increase sales of items like clothing, those things I mentioned before, then Instagram is your best bet. I can tell you that. Last week I did a lot of calls, and it's not just like it's luck, and there's nothing like, oh, because we have similar niches now, most people would have collected all the, no, no, there's nothing like that, because there are millions of accounts on IG, so nobody can finish them for you. You have your own audience there, you understand? So anytime you are ready, just go out and start pitching to them. So that's third thing. The fourth one is to have connect with them, have them as connection. Did I just put five? Four. Follow them. Okay, let's say follow them. Let's say it's on LinkedIn, you have to send them connection requests, or if it's on IG, you have to follow them. Follow these people. So you need to search for them and then follow them. There's a way Instagram used to recommend other users. Can you testify to that? You can testify to that. Like, let's say I follow somebody now. Instagram will automatically recommend people that I can also follow with related business this thing. Is there anyone there that can testify to that? Yes. Yes. Most of the platforms used to do that. You understand? Yeah, most of them used to do that. So once you follow a particular account on IG, they automatically just start giving you related accounts, and it makes this step very easy for you. This number four step, it makes it very easy for you, because let's say you only found one account probably through I'm going to show you different ways to find them. So let's say you find a single account through one of the ways, then your role is just scroll through the similar recommended accounts, and once you click on one of the recommended accounts, you still see more recommended accounts. So from just getting a single account, it's possible for you to now get about 100 different prospects without further search. You understand? Without typing any other thing, just by clicking, you'll be seeing different related businesses. So you found just one, but you got 100. That is how Instagram is, and it works all the time. Understand? So that's the fourth one. So the fifth one is so the fifth one is to send them pitches. You need to send them pitches. You need to enter their DM and then present yourself, sell yourself to them. So when you find someone who looks promising, take a look at their profile and see if they are likely to be interested in you. So if you follow them and then you see that these are the people who are your target audience, then you enter their DM and pitch to them. You understand? Just pitch to them. Now I'm going to. Have you written out these five points? I'm going to minimize this particular slide and then show you another one. Is it everyone or just you? Okay, you guys cannot see my screen, but you have been hearing my voice, right? Okay, okay, okay. Now let me check the messages. I dropped everything I mentioned, the 5 points I mentioned. So can you guys see the messages now? I just dropped the 5 points I explained. Those are the things I was actually typing on my screen. So your skills, your offers, the platform, then you need to follow them, and then you need to set them pitches. So now let me go to the next thing you want to look at. After, don't forget these 5 points because that's what's going to lead you to the next important thing you need to do after you have successfully follow them. Then you want to send them pitches. So what do you do next? You send them what is called the first message. The first message. There are different messages you send to your clients. Can you guys still hear me? Very good. Don't worry if you cannot see the screen. I'm going to type what I'm saying, and then I'm going to paste it again. So there are different messages you send to your prospects. They're not your clients yet. They are your prospects. People who likely do business with you. So we call this in different species. So the first one is called the first message, and this message is the main purpose of this message is to allow the client reply. That's just what you want to achieve, not really to get them on a call. No, that's not the main work of this first message. So the first message, what's the function? The function of this first message is to get the prospect to reply. That's all. To reply. So if this first message did not make the client to reply, that's when you can now go ahead and probably start sending different follow-ups, follow-up, 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 follow-up. I'm going to explain that. So this first message, aside getting the client to reply, another thing is going to help you to do is to help you create. Let me write that down. It's going to help you create a good first impression. A good first impression. So your first message is to one, get the prospect to reply to say something. Or greetings. They can just Some of them will just say greetings, some of them will just say hello, some of them will just say sounds great, some of them will just say how come, some of them will say what do you have to offer, some of them will say different things. But once they say that, then you have successfully achieved the first step. It means your first message is a success. You can just tick it, done and dusted. Now after the first message, which you have gotten them to reply, now let me just give you a simple template that I've been using on IG recently. Let me type something like example. So you can say use hello is old, is archaic. Use something like you understand? Because that actually brings a kind of familiarity and use it with with the person's first name if you know the person's first name, or the person's first business name for people who have two business names like Asake Tailor or Asake Costumes. That means Asake is the name. You understand? Or if it's a business name that this person is not a person's name, like those names like accessory accessory word or something like that. Just say I accessory or I something. Definitely you're going to see one name you can use I with. So say something like I Tosin, I Tosin. I'm giving you the one I've been using recently. You can use it. It's very, very like it has been working for me. So will you be against getting now don't forget that you must have written the first thing I talked those five things I talked about your offer, your skills and all. So you must have written down what you want to offer these clients, these people, so that it is not during your message you now be thinking, oh, what can I offer this person now? You already have your offers, and it is based on your offer that you're looking for people to follow and pitch to, you understand? So it is easy for you. And this is why even if you want to use email, you can send mass. There's something called mass mass that is bulk mass personalized emails to at least 1,000 people at the same time. Boom. So there's not that maybe you're manually personalizing these messages to them. No, no, no. Because you have your audience defined. Your audience have similar pay points. So it is easy for you to even this template I'm giving you now, if your audience, if your audience is well defined, if you define them very well, then you can continually just copy and paste this particular template for them into their DM. Just be changing the name, I Toby, I Seun, the same message, because you have defined them. You know that okay, these are the people, they all need this solution you want to give them. You understand now? So for someone like a business who is into clothing, for instance, clothing, or let's say let's just say clothing. Will you be against getting your clothes in many front of many people, so they can buy from you, so they can buy more of your clothes? Now, the reason why I learned this from a guy, Yusuf. Yeah, he taught me this. And it's the reason why it's always like, will you be against this? Is because it is very, very easy for people to say yes than for them to say no. It is easy for someone to say yes, 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 yes. But if it is something like, will you be against getting your this thing? That is no. You understand now? So people will easily say no like that in that way. But if it is, oh, I Shegun, do you know that I can help you? I can help you increase your sales. They will see that one is a straight no, and that no is not something convincing. That means no, get out. You understand? But if you something like, will you be against getting an increase in your sales? Nobody want to be against their fortune. They will just tell you, no, I'm not against it, or no, I'm not. Then they've replied, then you can give them the second message, you understand? So this is the opener. Let me copy and paste what I've said so far. So this is the opener, and it is when they now reply this message that will now lead up to the second message. So let me just explain what the second message will help you achieve. Are we still together? Hello, are we still together? Okay, so I just dropped what I explained so far in the DM. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, so after the first message, what do you send next? You send what we call the second message. Now, this second message, the aim of the second message depends on, like, what you want to achieve with this message depends on one, the person, did the person reply? Did the person reply? Did the person reply? Did the did the person reply? Sorry, I'm typing it. Okay, so if the person replied, Now, there are two cases. Case one, if the person replied, if the person replied. So if the person replied, this is what you send. Depending on the person's response, you can be like, oh yes, because that yes mean that you know I don't want to be against my fortune. You understand? Then next your message will come be like something like, I can we jump on a call now or anytime this week? Just ask them a question. Can we jump on a call now? Put now or anytime soon, or you can say anytime this week. Some of them are very, very busy, but they are free at that time. So some of them will say, okay, let's jump on a call now. Understand? So can we jump on a call now or anytime this week so that we can talk about it? So if they replied you, like they gave you a response, then you ask the person, okay, can we jump on a call now or anytime this week? Now, case two, case two is if the person did not reply, if the person did not reply. So if the person did not reply, what will you say? Let's say the person's name you used in the first message you sent was Agnes. So or let's say Tosin, you just say Tosin, put a question mark inside the person's DM, Tosin question mark. So this what you're achieving with this Tosin question mark is more than a 5-9 message of oh I sent you a message last week. I'm just writing back to check if you have opened it. If not, get back to me. No, 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 no. You know, this toast in question mark is trying to show them that, oh, so are you snubbing me now? I've been using this and it works really. It's this toast in this question mark just shows that, oh, so now you're snubbing me, right? Let me copy everything I've said and drop it again in the this thing. Okay, so I just dropped it. So if the person reply, you can just if the person reply, you can just ask the person for a call. And some of them we want to jump on the call with you. If the person did not reply, just say something like, "Oh, Segun," with question mark. People will want to open something that they see their name there alone. They'll be like, "Oh, what is the problem now?" You understand? Because it shows that you are trying to tell them that so now I'm being snubbed, right? I'm being snubbed. There's nobody that you cannot pitch to. Don't be scared of if they have 1 million followers, if they have if they have 2 million followers. Don't be scared of anything, you understand? But of course you can decide to not pitch to people who have less than 1,000 followers because you be like, oh, these people probably are just starting the business, they might not have the money to pay you. But aside that, there's nobody that cannot be pitched to, except if the person is not your target audience. Of course, we've explained that. So after you send this toast in and this person want to talk about your third message now, if the person did not still reply, can you guys still hear me? Correct, correct, correct. Yes, Agnes, welcome. Yes. Yeah, good afternoon. Okay. Happy Sunday. Yeah, okay, okay. So if the third message now, if the person snubbed you, like gave you red card, snub, not open your message, did not read it, did not do anything, what will you do next? Copy, check the person's last post on that particular platform. Just quickly go and check the person's last post and then use it and copy a message, something like I just checked your last post. Make a reference to their post, you understand? That should interest them. It should interest them. You understand? It should interest them. Make a reference to their last post on that platform. It should interest them. But if after you've done these three things and the person still snub you, forget about it. That's not the only person in this world. Move on, move on, move on. That's why you need to increase the number of people you pitch to. People will snub you a lot, a lot, a lot. So if you are sending like 100, Mr. Jethro, please kindly mute yourself. So let's say you're sending like 100 in a day, or you're sending like 50 in a day. You have more chances, you understand, of getting replied. That means you have to do it more and more and more. Don't pitch to 5 people in a day and they all snub you and you are already frustrated. No, that's not how to do it. You're not doing it. You're not doing it well. The reason why I need to pitch more is because you don't know how many people are pitching in this world. A lot. People are pitching every day. If I tell you, I think I used to post this thing on my WhatsApp. There are people who are pitching like 100 in a day, and we are in the same team. I used to be like, guy, how you doing it? These people are pitching like mad. So you cannot just say, oh, five is enough. No, five is not enough. Five is not even anything, self. The more you pitch, let me type that. Let me just type that. The more you pitch, sorry, is it at the text? Can you copy everything I'm dropping in the this thing? Or can somebody make screenshots and send them to the group? Please make screenshot of what I'm typing in the this thing and send it to the group so that once they are listening to the audio, they can also make references. Alright, so as the more you preach, let me read that. The more you preach, the more chances you have to land a job or to land a job. The more you preach, the more I think I mean something. The more you preach, the more chances you have to land a job. Yeah, that's correct. So once they replied you, you feel a call, you've had a call, of course, you are going to close the say on that call and they're going to pay you. You're going to start working for them through that call. Your purpose of pitching inside somebody's DM is not to hire you. I think I've said that. It's not to hire you, it's the end product is to make them jump on the call with you. That's it. It is through that call you now close the deal. Let me type that again. The main purpose, the main purpose of pitching is to get them on a call with you. So how do you rate your pitching success? When will you say you are successful? When will you say you are successful? If you can close between just 2 to 5 calls in a day, then your pitching is successful. Let me repeat that. If you can successfully close 2 to 5 calls in a day, your pitching is success. I'm not saying that you close the deal. You understand? Your main purpose is not to quickly let's close it, let's close it, let's close it. Work will be too much for you even by the time you know it. But the purpose is to make sure that you close at least between 2 to 5 calls in a day. You understand? So if you can close 2 to 5 calls in today, tomorrow you close 2 to 5 calls. Before a week runs out, one of them will pay you. At least one of them will hire you. You understand? Now we are talking about pitching. We've talked about prospecting. We've talked about getting your target audience. We talked about their location. We talked about platforms. We talked about um your offers, your skills. We've talked about sending them pitches. Now we are currently talking about the different types of pitches. We've talked about the first one, which is the first message you send to them. We've talked about the second one, which is like a follow-up message. And now we are talking about what if they snub you, they are going to leave them. You understand? And what if they don't snub you? Of course, you're going to make sure that they jump on a call with you because we said that the purpose of pitching is what? Is to get them on a call with you. Now, let me just quickly address something. Which platform should you focus on your pitching? There's no limitation. Just if you get these 5 points correctly, if you get your offers correctly, you get your skills correctly, and you get your target audience correctly, nothing is stopping you from using the different platforms except if your target audience are not on that particular platform. Like I said before, there are some people who will not be on Instagram, they'll just be on LinkedIn instead because of the nature of their work and their career. So they will not be on Instagram. Some of us are not on Facebook. Some of us have account on Facebook but are not active. If you pitch to me on Facebook, I'm not going to open your message. But if you pitch to me on Twitter, I'm going to take you serious. You understand? Because currently I'm more on Twitter than any other platform. So it depends on the person and the kind of platform they are. So you need to understand your audience and their platform. That's being explained, that being said, I think we should just look at the second part of the class before we call it an evening. We want to look at branding. How do you brand yourself then? How do you brand yourself as somebody with a skill, somebody who have something to offer? How do you brand yourself? Let me quickly put this here that branding branding is more of what you show than what you say. And that's been my head since. Branding is more of what you show than what you say. You understand? Most people are saying things, lesser people are showing things, and that is why they are not winning. If you really want to win online with your branding, show more, just show. Is that you show your face more with live calls, show your face more with videos, show what you are doing, take pictures of what you are doing, just show your results, show, you understand now, just show what you are doing, show your processes. That is what is going to make your brand very, very strong. If at the end you have been you have been showing your face, show your things, show your process, show what you are doing, show your message with the client, show your rejections, show your acceptance, show your failures, show your success. By the time you have been showing all these things, you will become more trust, like people will trust you more, you understand? People will trust you more, they'll be able to relate more with you and your brand. But if you are the person who brand is just about just telling people what to do, you're not even showing people, you're not showing them that you can do what you're telling them, you're not showing anything that you're doing what you're talking about, people will not take you serious because they believe anybody can go to Google and copy. Thank God for Chat GPT. Anybody can use Chat GPT to create content. So people will believe you're just creating content, AI generated content. You're not doing what you're preaching. You understand? You can imagine your pastor in church just preaching, nothing to show for it. No, their life does not represent what they preach. You won't trust them. You won't take them for you won't take them serious. You understand? The same way with branding. Then I need to also say something that branding is not branding is not about I've been saying this before, it's not about your logo, it's not about your flyer, it's not about, of course it can be because it is also part of show, I mean, right, show, but it's less, let me use that word, branding is less about your logo, it's less about your flyer, is less about your website, it's less about your, all these things people use, your fonts, and that is not what your branding is more about. But your branding is more about, let me type what I'm saying, sorry. Branding is less, let me use lesser. It's lesser about, or let me use less. This English I do. It's less about, branding is less about your flyer, your logos, your websites, and so on, and more about so branding and more about what you show and teach, or let me say preach, no, this is not church, not preach and teach, yeah. So branding is more about, let me write it out, branding is more about what you show first and teach. This is it, guys, this is what you can use to win. If somebody told me this, like if somebody had told me this when I was when I was just starting up, sincerely, everything would have grown. This one, I just started building my Twitter last year. It's barely 6 months already. My LinkedIn has been there. I just started building it last year. You understand? Most of the things I'm building now online, I started them last year. If somebody told me all these things I'm telling you now, I would have become invisible. I'm not just making mouth, I'm serious. I would have become invisible because I thought branding was about logo, branding was about the websites and all those things I listed. No, you understand? Color, brand colors, are those things important? Yeah, they are important, you understand, but they are not as important. It's from Alusha. Ṣé ẹ kó wà ní yàrá? Ẹ fẹ́ gbé lọ́wọ́ mi? Fún rédíò. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, so can you hear me now? Are you guys still with me? Okay, good, good, good. So let's continue. We don't have much time. So I said that branding is not really about. I said even though your logos and all those things are important, yes, they are important because don't forget that as you show, you also have to show them what you represent. It's part of show. Yeah, it's part of show, but it's not the main thing. So show here actually is more about your face. I'm serious. It's more about your face. People relate better when they see your face more. People relate better when they see your face more. And that's why nothing beats video sales letters, nothing beats live sessions. Excuse me. If you are there, I'm not sure you can have shy people here actually. Shy people, they stopped being shy since last year. I'm serious. Shy people stopped being shy since last year. I'm not sure any shy people, I'm not sure any shy person enter 2023 because I've not been seeing shy people again. So you cannot be shy actually in this year. Even AI will just take over you if you're shy. AI will take over you. So don't be shy. Just come up, show your face, do live sessions, do videos, then show what you are doing. If you're a writer, show your work, show samples, show portfolios. What else can you show? Give me idea. Just type what you can show inside the chat box. Show people what you are doing. Show your charts. Maybe somebody is hiring you. Show it that you are trustworthy. You can be trusted. Show your sessions. Do sessions. Do webinars. Do free webinars, teach people. The more you do all these things, people will relate more with you and they trust you more because why? You are showing and you are teaching. Then teach what you know. Those things you have, those skills you have. If you don't have any skills, never too late. It can never be too late. You can even start today. Just go online and look that skill you are interested in. Go online and look for it. I'm sure you will see free things that you can learn. And then yeah, you started none here. Start learning and you're good to go. Then start showing and start teaching. That's your brand, you understand? And before you know it, you start pitching. Some people don't even know up to what you already know now. I'm telling you. Let me type it. Most people, I'm going to post this even on my social media. I think it's a point. Most people don't know half half of what you already know. I think that English is correct, right? Yes. Most people don't know half of what you already know. Yet they are making they are making more money and impact. Yes, I have to add impact. More money and impact than you are. And it's not luck. Oh. I think I should add and it's not luck. And it's not luck. Let me copy it. I'm going to post it on Twitter. You see it? You see it, right? That's how it is, guys. Some people don't even know half of what you know, but they put themselves out there. They just show up every single day, even if not every single day. I think I've said that consistency is not every day. I must have told you guys before. I'm not sure. Consistency does not mean that you need to come up every day, but stay consistent. Consistent means that repeatedly you are doing what you are doing. That is being consistent. Consis ten cy mean that repeatedly you are doing what you are doing and doesn't really necessarily mean everyday. If you don't have the strength to do everyday, don't blame yourself, don't regret it, don't start hating yourself, you understand. But if you can do everyday, why not? Posting and showing yourself on online doesn't take 1 hour. I'm serious, it doesn't take 1 hour. It doesn't, except if you are taking a course or probably you are still in school or like currently now I'm currently taking two standard courses, you understand, MBA and I just recently registered for data analytics. So I can't do a lot of things with these courses, especially with my MBA. I can't even play with that one, you understand, because even inside the MBA we still have data analysis, we have a lot of big modules to digest. So that's exactly why I actually resigned from one of my recent my jobs. Yeah, I'm sure you guys are aware. So I resigned from short by end because I want more time for myself. But if you have the time, why not? 1 hour is okay for you to post on Twitter. post on LinkedIn, post on Instagram. Just 1 hour is okay. It doesn't take too more than doesn't take 1 hour, 1 hour. I can say it because I've done this thing over and over again. Showing up doesn't take more than 1 hour in a day, except if you now want to be, of course, replying, then commenting on other people's posts. So if you have extra hours, probably in the evening, then go and do those things. Reply your comments, then post and comment on other people's posts so that the platform can recognize you as human being who is active on their platform. That is the kind of person the platform wants, and that is what will give you visibility. So if you keep commenting on other people's posts, people who are also commenting on their posts will see you, especially on LinkedIn and Twitter. They will see you, they will see what you do. LinkedIn will show what you do, even in your comments. It's going to show your name and what you do on your comments. So why not use that? That is like a marketing strategy. I've been using it. I learned that in branding school. Yeah, so I gave Jethro the branding school link, I'm sure. Branding school will teach you everything to do about branding. Like you cannot just go online and post alone. No, that is wrong. Post, then look for people who are posting related posts with you. Comment, you understand? Like their posts and comment. Share if you have to. And then your own comment. Don't leave people's comments and snub them. Comment. That is how you build relationship. I said that branding is more about what and what? Showing and teaching. If you are only showing and you are not teaching, that is not branding because you are only showing us what to do. So what should we do with that? Then teach them. So the more you now show what you do and you teach them what you are doing, people will automatically want to work with you because they believe that before you can teach, you must have at least have knowledge about what you are talking about. And if you are somebody who consistently teach about that particular thing alone, you are going to be respected. You understand? You are going to be respected. People will really, really want to do business with you. And I always say that it's better. Let me type that. It is better. It is better if you start branding up. If you start branding before prospecting. I'm sure you know the reason already. It's better if you start branding before prospecting because if you have a good brand already and now you go ahead and start prospecting. If prospect to me now, I used to have at least 5 pitches in my DM on Twitter. I don't know if they believe I'm giving somebody work. I'm not hiring anybody, but they keep pitching to me. But I like it. Why? Because I used to engage them. Like today now, somebody pitched to me, this exercise guy, he wanted me to take his course on exercising. So I just answered him, okay, so what do you have to offer? Then I was trying to object him. So I was just learning how he will handle the objection so that I can learn from him as well. That was just why I was answering him, and that's why I used to answer most people that pitch to me. I want to read into their mind and say, okay, what how if they were in my shoe now, what would they do here? So I try to say, okay, no, I don't want this service. Then some of them will say, okay, how about we give you this for this for this? You understand? Some of them will just pitch to me. Then I will ask them, can you do it for free for probably 7 days first? Some of them will say okay. Some of them will tell you no. You understand? So that I will know if I were in their shoe, I will know what to do exactly. But if you are not getting any pitches, just work on your brand first. Brand up, brand up, brand up, brand up on social media platforms, then start pitching. Because if you pitch to me, I'm going to first of all click on your platform and check you. I'm going to check you, I'm going to check your replies and tweet replies to tweets. So if you are somebody who always reply to dirty things, dirty things, and I check the kind of space you have been joining. If you are somebody who has been joining all this morning space and dirty space, I can't take you serious. I can't even take you serious. So I used to call something like social media clean up. Social media clean up. Before you start your branding, make sure you do social media clean up. There might be some things you have posted before that now doesn't align with or don't align with your new kind of person. Go and clean up now. Just delete them. And on Facebook, there are some people that must have tagged you to unnecessary posts. Go and delete those things. You understand? Come up, you are a new person now. It's never too late to start. Brand up, increase your branding, teach more, teach more, teach more, at least 4 5 posts in a day. Teach around what you know how to do and show more, show your face, show live sessions, show webinar, and teach people, show what you are doing, show your process. Once you show all these things, show your back, your the back things you do, you understand, the behind the scenes, people will do business with you more. You understand? I need to mention something that if you have done your branding, you've done everything we talked about, your pitching is right, you use the right headline, you use everything, and yet it's just as if you are doing everything right, but it's not working for you. Now, this particular part of the course is for you. I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it happens like that. Yeah, it happens. So objections will come. So that is why this last part is for you. And I want to talk about how do you handle objections. If you have done everything right and they reject you, what will you do? How will you react to negative objections? There are two things you should do. Number one, I've talked about this number one before, but some people just joined, so I'm going to mention it. If they snubbed you, patapata, like they did not reply you at all, and you've sent the second message, you've sent everything I mentioned before, and they snubbed you, leave them. They're not your audience. Everybody cannot be your audience, you understand? Everybody cannot do business with you. But if they reply and say something like, no, I'm not interested, no, I can't do business with you, no, I don't need your service, this is where you now use what I want to teach you now. So if they say no, I don't need your service, let me type what you are going to type to them. It's not necessary you use word for word, but you can use something like that. So if a client say no, I don't need your service, then you're going to tell them something like, okay, so you mean, okay, sorry, I'm typing, okay, so you mean, I think Joan is having serious network issue. So you mean that you don't, so you mean that you don't want more people to buy your product. Now, this is one of those things I used to use. Okay, so the client say, no, I don't need it. So they just go like, okay, so you mean that you don't want more people to buy your product? Now you've entered their mind. It is very, very hard for them to say yes, because who doesn't want to increase product sales? You understand? So it's going to be very hard for them to say yes. And if they still say yes, yes, just leave, or let's say someone say they say yes, then they are not your target audience. Leave them. You understand? It's either they don't have the money or they don't trust you. Just leave them. You understand? But if they say no, I'm not interested, and you have sent, okay, so you mean that you don't want more? Let me give you another example. You can say no, that's fine. You can say that's fine, that's fine, that is fine. Will you will you appreciate that I do this for you for free for a few days first? Now I want to explain the psychology behind this second thing. Okay, you say that's fine. Will you appreciate that I do this for you for free for a few days first? Who won't want to like a free something first? So it's more likely they say yes. And if they say yes, don't forget anytime they say yes, jump on a call. You understand? That call is where you close the sale. So you're not just giving them free something for free last one. You are going to jump on a call and then tell them, okay, you will do it for free, but you need to agree on a price they will pay you after working for them later. You understand? Because they want to trust you. That's why they are saying you can jump on the call. That's why they are saying yes, you can do it for free for now. Or probably they want to know if you can do what you actually promised them that you can do. Okay, can you guys hear me, or is just Joanna that can't hear me? Okay, Juliana, sorry, you can actually leave and then join again. I think, yeah, network is bad this evening. Nigeria and bad network. Yeah, 5 and 6. Yeah, grab. Sorry about that. We hope We hope you restore your network as soon as possible. And yes, like I said, I'm recording everything. Though I might not be able to record everything I'm typing. That's why I said somebody should please help us and take screenshot of what I'm typing. I'm using this place as like a whiteboard. You understand? So let me take screenshot and send it to the group so that once they listen to the recorded version, they can just check some of the screenshots. Yeah, thank you as you do that. Okay, so I was explaining why this second. Yeah, yeah, thank you, Juliana. That works. So I was explaining why this second rejection statement used to work, because it's very very hard for anyone to not want to get something for free. So let me say something like, so blessing, let's say blessing for instance, I want to pitch to blessing, and after I've pitched he rejected me bluntly. Now some of them might be rude, this is business. Some of them might be very very rude. The way they will tell you no might even want to annoy you. That's business, don't get annoyed, you understand? So after they've and probably annoyed you with their no, just say okay. So you mean that that's fine. So will you appreciate that I do this for you for free for a few days? Anybody that will not want to do something for them for free will definitely not want to pay you for it. I don't know if you grab. If they cannot get your service for free, then it's obvious that they cannot pay for it. That means they are not your audience. So if you said this second statement and then they say no, just leave them. Understand? Go ahead. There are a lot of people who will still pay you what you want. I'm telling you, there are a lot of people who will still pay you what you want. Who will still tell you, oh please, can you please help me and reduce the price? There's some people who pay you what you want. Don't get sad because somebody is telling you no. There are a lot of no's. Guys can tell you, I'm sure we have guys here. Guys can tell you number of no's they've received from you ladies too. So it's normal. No's come everywhere now. So no's come in business, no's comes in relationship, no's comes in everywhere. It's not new. So just take the no and dust yourself and continue. You understand? So I've told you two things you can do if rejection comes your way, like they want to reject you negatively or bluntly or whichever one. If they are not interested, let make them interested, and if they still reject you, then they are not your audience. You understand? So far we have used 15 minutes plus the second recording I have with me, which is about 15 minutes. That means we have used an hour plus. So if you have any questions, I think this is the right time for me to take questions. So if you have questions, you can just type, or if you're not in a noisy place, noisy area, you can unmute yourself and then ask the question so I can just answer you. Okay, I think we have one question here already. Can we use the prospecting template on Twitter and LinkedIn? Yes, yes. You can use the template on any platforms, you understand, depending on the your prospects platform. Yeah, depending on which platform they are. Now let me tell you something about Twitter and LinkedIn that I've not mentioned. Please listen to me. LinkedIn and Twitter, they kind of have something in common which I need to mention. You cannot just find anybody and then enter their DM. Now let me tell you why. Because on Twitter, they need to first of all go and set up their settings so that they can allow messages. And most people most people don't even know that it is possible for them to collect messages on Twitter yet. So most DMs, I'm sure some of you here still have your DMs closed. So most DMs are closed on Twitter. In those situations where you have your clients DMs still closed, what you need to do is follow them, and most likely they will follow you back. Then keep keep attending to their posts, commenting. A time will come when you have the chance to just drop it in their comment and they will see that you want to actually send them a message, you understand? Then they will open their DM for you. Then on LinkedIn as well, most DMs are closed because you're not following them and they're not following you. So you cannot pitch to them. You understand? Except you have LinkedIn Premium. And I'm sure most of you don't have LinkedIn Premium. So what you're going to do in that in that case is to probably get their email from LinkedIn. Yes, if you can get their email from LinkedIn, then you can send them email. Or secondly, what you can do is to use the same method I talked about on Twitter. You can be engaging them, engaging their content, engaging them whenever they post. If they are kind of people who post, you can be engaging their content, like their content, follow their content. And a time will come when you have the chance to drop it there in their post comments that you actually want to send them a message or request for their email. You understand? The reason why Twitter and LinkedIn work that way is because they want people to build relationship first before they can message. You understand? That's why they want people to build a kind of networking first before you now go and be sending DMs. You understand? So I'm seeing another question. Can it work for emails as well? Yes, but there are different emails subjects. You know that unlike DMs that you can easily open and see what you have, emails you need to have a subject first, right? You need to have a subject and your subject needs to be very short and captivating. So for emails, let me drop what I learned and I've been using. Quick question. I think I've told Jetro this thing before. Quick question, please. Or let's say quick question. Can you see quick question? So if you put quick question on your, you can use this on social media as well, but I think it has been overly used on social media. I'm not sure if it's overly used, but I think it's overly used on social media, but it's still working on email. So if you put quick question, somebody want to open your email and see what is the question you have for them, and what is the question you're going to put at the end of your email after you have pitched them, it must be when can we talk about this? You understand? So that it won't be like you send quick question and then your email does not have any question. They know that you're a liar. Nobody wants to work with a liar. So add something like, okay, when can we jump on a call? On email. This is not DM now, you understand? This is email. You understand? But for DM, the purpose of your first DM is what? Who can remind me? Those that joined at first. The purpose of the first email is to what? Exactly. Exactly. So to get them to reply you, to get the response from them, that's the cocoa of your first DM to them, not to jump on a call. And that's why DM and email are kind of different. You understand? Because for email, you're expected to send maybe 3 to 4 emails. The first email is to invite them for a call directly, you understand? So you need to tell them what you can do for them and then what the pain points you want to solve for them and then invite them for a call with your first email, you understand? Then some of them will open your message and snub you. If they snub you, then use those other messages we talked about for social media. Follow them up, ask them, are you sure you don't want this service? Are you sure you don't want to get your product out there in front of many people? Are you sure you want to keep having? I think this will work too. This just let me write it down, please. I'm going to try this too. Are you sure? Are you sure you want to keep? Are you sure you want to keep getting? Are you sure you want to keep getting? So I'm writing it down on my jotter. Are you sure you want to keep getting low sales, let's say like many others do. Now this is going to be perfect. So you can say something like that. Are you sure you want to be getting low sales like many people in your business do? That is like you're challenging them. They will tell you no, I don't. Of course, yeah, you can try it. I'm going to try it as well. I've not tried this. It just came to my mind and I'm going to try it. So you can try that as well. It works for email, it works for DM. So I see another question here is about getting clients. Can you just jump on any client that's on your nine of ski and make an offer? What's the best way to find a client? So the best way to find a client on social media is of course DMs. You understand? So okay, let's say you don't know how to search for them. I think that's what she's asking with the second question. So let's say you don't know how to search for them, you can use Google. Let me use that Google search bar. Google search bar. Okay, I think we have another question. Don't worry, I'm going to attend to that. Google search by, then we have social media search bars. Then we have sales navigators. Now this is a premium version of this navigator. Do I know how to spell navigators? Yeah. Please, someone should help me and take the screenshot of these things, please. All the questions and everything we are doing in the in-call messages. Please take screenshot and send them to the group. Yeah, thank you as you do. Alright, so the first place you can search for clients is Google search bar. So let's say you are on Google now. You can go to your Google now, blessing, and type something like number one, type something like what's your niche? Do you have a niche? Let me use your niche. Or let me use a random niche. Let's say fashion businesses in Australia. Now, if you type this, it's going to give you different websites that you can get emails from and pitch to them. But that's more stressful because you don't even know if these businesses are still existing. I used to tell my I used to tell my team, my guys, that some of these people you are pitching to are even dead. I'm serious. Some of them are died. They've died. So that method does not really work much. So what you should do instead is use social media bars. Use social media search bars. Why? Because you know if this business is still active. You know the last time they tweeted, you know the last time they post. You understand? That's why this one is better. So social media search bar. Go to any social media platform that you have, either IG, Twitter, LinkedIn. Go to the search bar. I'm sure you know what the search bar are. So go to the search bar and type something like fashion plus Australia. It's going to give you businesses that are related to fashion on that platform. You see that it's very, very powerful. Or something like, if you don't want to use that, you can go to Google and type something like site column the platform. Let's use Instagram, or let's say, okay, let's use Twitter. Twitter.com. Then you put apostrophe your niche, you close the apostrophe, then you put plus country plus Australia. You can just use AU. AU is Australia. Yeah. Or you can even write it in full. Doesn't matter. Copy everything like this and paste it in your browser. It's going to give you the result. This site is part of what you copy. Site, then column twitter.com, then apostrophe fashion, close your apostrophe, then plus Australia. Okay, please, I will take this last question because my company's meeting is starting by 4:30, and I think you're just a few minutes before 4:30, right? I have to join. Okay, what's the question? Final question. What's the third question? Please, Mr. Jetro, can you unmute yourself and ask the third question? I want to understand what you're asking. Okay, that you send to a client. Yeah, that's your follow. That's the one when I follow up. Let's say they snub you, or let's say they've replied you, or maybe they've opened. Let's say they've opened your message. You know that on social media you'll see if you see if somebody open your message, it's put something like seen or something like delivered, especially on those WhatsApp, Instagram, and so on. It will put delivered or seen or read. So if they've seen or read or delivered your message and they did not reply you, then you send them the third message of something like, I noticed that you have been away. You can just tell them something to remind them of the message in their inbox. You can say, I noticed that you have been away. When can we talk about this? That's one. Secondly, you can say something like, are you sure you don't want us to are you sure you don't want us to talk about how you can get more increase in your business? You understand? That's a question you can ask them. Or something like, you can just think of questions to make somebody want to get interest in what you are doing, even though they've seen your message but they did not reply. You understand? Make them make them blame themselves for not replying you indirectly. Something like the one I wrote down now. Something like, okay, so are you sure you don't want are you sure you want to keep getting low sales on your products online? So if they've been snubbing you and they saw something like this, you know that they want to open it. And if eventually they not open it after you've sent follow-ups, like 3, 4 follow-ups, and they still not reply you, then leave them. So when should you send follow-ups? Number one, send the first follow-up after 24 hours. Send the second follow-up after 48 hours, that's after 2 days. Send the third follow-up after third day, and send the fourth follow-up after the fourth day. So after the fourth day, if they still not reply all your messages in their DM, just leave them. You understand? Okay, so I need to thank you guys for joining. I need to disappear now and then get my. I need to go and